ready for the truth?
Bring it on!
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Do you want the whole truth?
I don't think you're ready.
Governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people.
It's Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth.
Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. We're glad you're here, right here on the AFR Talk Network. We've got a great show for you, and today's big story would be President Obama's economic speech. Why, Crane? It's pretty much going to be, and pretty much was, a rerun of what we've heard before. Well, we're going to break it down for you. And why don't we begin with an exchange between Joe Scarborough of Morning Joe on MSNBC with White House Press Secretary Jay Carney. The line coming out of the White House has been, the scandals are a phony distraction. They're phony scandals. It's a distraction. That's the line. Joe Scarborough asked Jay Carney, so why do you call them phony scandals? Roll it.
I think what we've seen is inappropriate activity that the president came out and forcefully said he would not tolerate, and that he installed somebody at the IRS to take care of. What we have seen from Republicans is cherry-picked information based on investigations that turns out to be only one side of the story. Again and again and again, if you look up on Capitol Hill, when Chairman Issa and others have selectively released information and refused to release the full facts show that the story is quite different. And I think you can, it's demonstrated by the way that the press has, gotten extremely excited about the potential for a scandal and basically dropped it when the facts have come out. The president will not tolerate poor performance or inappropriate activity at any agency, and when he finds out about it, he acts on it. But he's focused on the economy, Joe. He's not focused on, pretend scandals that Republicans on Capitol Hill want to turn into partisan skirmishes.
Well, how is it that the political appointed White House chief counsel, now we learn, met and sent out after a meeting with Douglas Shulman, a president's meeting with Douglas Shulman on April 24th. The 25th, he sent out specific regulations that were directed at the Tea Party. Now, what does that mean? That means that he was a part of things. We also know, and it connects all the way to the White House because of that political appointment. And we're learning that now. We've learned that Lois Lerner lied. We learned the rogue agents in Cincinnati. That was not true because it kept going up the chain. And it starts to connect, and evidence has been presented within the last 2 weeks where it connects the White House chief counsel in handling these requests and delaying these requests. That's not a phony scandal. And Joe Scarborough took umbrage at Jay Carney, treating him like Jay Carney treats everybody else. Roll it.
Joe, I greatly appreciate that is the line that is being pushed by Republicans who want Washington to be focused on scandals instead of the economy.
No,
Wait,
Jay,
Joe,
that doesn't work. No, is that the truth or not, Jay? Is that the truth or not? You said, Jay, that this was limited to Cincinnati. That wasn't true.
No.
I want to talk about the economy, but talk to me. Don't give me talking points, because that doesn't work on this show. And you've been here long enough to know it doesn't work on this show.
Okay.
So answer my question, and then let's talk about the economy.
When you get to the question, I'll answer it. Here it is. What we said all along. I gave you the question, and you decided to fight me, Jay. So stop your games with me. We've known each other for too long. I'm not playing your games. I'm not somebody you talk down to from your podium. Answer my question, Jay. Joe, please, let me answer it. There is no question that activity that occurred at the White House, at the IRS, was inappropriate, and the president made clear that he wanted to take care of it, and he appointed somebody who's doing that. What we said all along was based on the IG's report, which said that the activity was in Cincinnati, and the IG report and every bit of evidence that has come out since then makes clear that no one at the
No one in the White House is connected in essence. Yet we're learning that that's not true because it keeps going up the chain. And the line is IRS scandal or anything Benghazi, they're phony scandals. Doesn't matter what the truth is. So they have the defense, now go on the offense. Always close with an attack. Political communication 101, roll it.
Republicans immediately said that it was about something much bigger than it turned out to be because they wanted it to be a scandal. But Joe, look, I accept that, we need to get to the bottom of what happened at the IRS, and we need to make sure that our government is performing in a way that Americans can be proud of. But we also need to focus on the economy. And what's frustrating, I think, for so many Americans is that we're not here in Washington focused on the things that matter most.
And that was President Obama's take today. Here is the president in Missouri. Roll it.
But with this endless parade of distractions and political posturing, phony scandals, Washington's taken its eye off the ball. And I'm here to say this needs to stop. This needs to stop. This moment does not require short-term thinking. It does not require having the same old stale debates. Our focus has to be on the basic economic issues that matter most to you, the people we represent.
It's interesting to me, the same old stale debates. Well, we're really not debating it anymore. We realize that the economic policies of Keynesian economics, the basis for these economic policies, are a failure. And you take the measure, be it the promises versus the result, or the entire concept of the government being able to stimulate economic growth through central planning that involves picking winners and losers. Now, at the bottom of the hour, we're going to talk more about this in more detail. And we also have a gem. We actually will have sort of a debate between President Obama and the late Margaret Thatcher. That at the bottom of the hour. We'll also be discussing options in Syria. What are they? And are they already being considered in the sense of a military option? And just what are we doing to our number one ally in the Middle East and arguably the world, Israel? Are we pushing them to a peace that threatens their security? We'll take a good look at that. Top of next hour, Pete Sepp will be with us, National Taxpayers Union. He's going to provide a little context to some of the claims the president made today. And if you're wondering about racial profiling, that's just a given. People say, there's racial profiling and there's a disproportionate amount of blacks in prisons, specifically black males. And that's because, in essence, they're implying, the people that make this claim, and I'm inferring from this claim, that the justice system in America is racist. And so we will speak to a woman who's written not one, but two books on race, crime, and justice in America. Manhattan Institute's Heather McDonald, The Truth About Racial Profiling and the Criminal Justice System. But before we get to all that, we're going to be joined on the flip side by AFA's president. That's right, Tim Wildman. You're saying it's not Friday, Crane? That's right, it's not, because this is a special interview discussing AFA's annual Cove Retreat, October 1st through the 4th. And you can make a plan right now and call 800-950-2092 or go to afr.net. Now, this is a retreat, and the guest list is an all-star lineup. Governor Mike Huckabee, President Tim Wildman, AFA's president, that's right, our guest on the flip side, and Christian financial expert Dan the Man Celia. Not only that, apologetics, we got you covered. Dr. Alex McFarland. Hear more about the retreat at the Cove, AFA's annual retreat at the Cove, next AFR Talk.